From the Clark Ford Studio in Oxford, Mississippi, MVW Digital proudly presents the Oxford Exxon Podcast.
I'd say thanks for tuning in, but why am I going to give you a round of applause for something you're supposed to do, to be frank?
And now, here are your hosts, Chase Parham.
And broadcast school has really paid off.
And Neil McCready.
I deserve to be on TV.
Welcome to this Fireway Friday edition of the Oxford Exxon Podcast. Chase Parham, Neil McCready, Clark Ford Studio this morning. We'll take subscriber questions. We will talk about a couple other topics that are going on as well over the next hour or so here on this Friday podcast to close your work week. A podcast is brought to you every single day by the Oxford Exxon, Highway 6 West in Oxford, in the Blue Sky location there. And they are the presenting sponsor of the You Gotta Believe football camp that's back in Jackson this summer, July 8th and 9th. It's for rising third graders all the way to rising high school seniors. YGBfootball.org to find out more. A lot of former Ole Miss players, some NFL players participating, helping out with that camp. Dante Moncrief, Mike Hilton, Chad Kelly. A lot of people, A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, a couple others there. So you get a full list of that and more there at, again, YGBfootball.org to find out more. That's coming up here in a few weeks, and you can still register and get, if you're a coach or a parent, get your players, your children, whomever involved in that. And again, coming to you from the Clark Ford Studio.
We are Clark Ford's in Amory, Mississippi, 662-257-1900. 662-257-1900. Call the number and ask for Corey Clark. Tell Corey what new Ford you're looking for. He'll send you a quote within 15 minutes in business hours. It's that simple. It's right to the bottom line. No hassle, no haggle. You get your quote, and you can let it be a baseline for you moving forward, or you can do what I've done and what so many other podcast listeners have done, and that's get yourself into a Clark Ford. You'll get a great deal, great product, great service after the sale. I say this all the time. Corey wants to be your car guy. He wants to be your truck guy. He will prove it to you. Call the number, and you'll begin to find out. 662-257-1900.
Got a soft verbal up on the site at rebelgrove.com. That's Mr. McCready, along with Zach Berry, who is also at Red Cup Rebellion, helping us out a little bit as well. So that's soft verbal up on the site as of yesterday afternoon. A lot going on with Ole Miss football recruiting. A lot potentially going on today and through the weekend as well. So we'll let you listen to that, and then it kind of maybe one last flurry before it does shut down a little bit, Neil. Yeah,
they've got some kids coming in this weekend. Obviously, Robbie Ashford, the quarterback from Hoover, is due in some point today.
Two-sport player, 97th nationally per perfect game because he's a hell of an athlete, basically.
Yeah. So I'll be a little surprised if by the end of the weekend that's not done. There's a chance that a couple other things happen. They've still got a couple of guys that I think their commitments are imminent. But for the most part, it's going to shut down next week because most of the coaches are going on vacation. It's a dead period coming up. And this is if you're in that business and you don't take your vacation now, you basically don't get a vacation. So they'll all take it now. They'll disperse and spend some time with their families and recharge their batteries and stuff before the football season rolls around. It's getting closer.
Because this is really the only time of the year that it stops other than that 1 week or 10 days or 14 days in January, that lengthened dead period there around the convention that they've put in place now.
And then a lot of times you're searching for a job or you're switching jobs.
There's still flux.
There's a lot going on. This is the only time to kind of chill.
Yeah. You're employed for at least a few more months, so it's and that was not an old, just in general, coaches in general.
Yeah. And I get this question all the time from people. Maybe it's in Fireway Friday. I'll be honest. I've glanced through them, but I didn't see this one. For the people who are doing what has to happen for them to get fired, catastrophe has to happen for them to get fired. I think this staff has
stuff has to not go well.
This staff has 2 years from right now. If in 2 years there's not significant improvement being shown, well, I think you should start sweating at that point. But I think this year would have to go awfully bad.
So we're going to get to questions. Before we do that, though, because it was something that happened late last night. Terrence Davis does not go in the NBA draft. He I think you had heard this anyway. He intimated on Twitter last night that he had a two-way deal, which is something that we discussed yesterday, as an offer that he declined. I guess I'll ask this, Neil. Why and now what for Terrence Davis?
The why is complicated because, look, there's an example that everyone's going to use. Terrence could have been drafted in the second round, like you said. He told the teams involved that he wasn't going to do a two-way deal. For those who didn't listen yesterday, a two-way deal means that you sort of shuttle between the G League and the organization that you're with, mostly with the G League at first. He said he wasn't going to gamble. Fair enough. Other guys have done that, and it has not worked. Fred VanVleet, who just won a title with the Toronto Raptors, was not drafted out of Wichita State, and he famously told the NBA, I'm not effing with the G League. Gambled on himself, and it has more than paid off. So that's what Terrence is doing, and he'll get put on a summer league roster here pretty soon. He'll play in the summer league. He'll get run, and NBA teams will watch him play, and it is conceivable that an NBA team will look at him and say, you know what, he fits us, and they'll sign him. It doesn't have to be the NBA Summer League team that he plays for. It can be any team. That's conceivable. If that's not what happens, then he made a mistake. And he's going to have to go overseas for a year or longer and try to build his game, which is what a lot of people think he needs to do anyway. Me personally, had I been advising Terrence Davis when he had a two-way offer to get into the G League, I probably would have advised him to do it. If your goal is to play in the NBA. Now, he can make more money overseas. We'll see. I like TD. It's cool for everybody to say, oh, you're going to gamble on yourself. That's cool. Okay. It really is. That's fine. But I'm not sure that that's always the best decision in this case.
There's a very clear path the other way, and there is no clear path this way.
Yeah, I mean, he could play with it. Now, here's the thing. If you sign a two-way deal, that team owns your rights for a while. And so your path out of there is more difficult if they don't bring you to the NBA roster. But, I get it. We'll see. I mean, if he tears up the summer league and there's an opportunity for him somewhere else, it worked out. If it doesn't, it was a gamble. When you gamble, there's a chance you lose.
Not surprisingly, the first question to answer here is thoughts on the latest Our Lady of the Lake news that comes out. Just another thing with LSU and the Baton Rouge Hospital. This time coming, I'm reading from BusinessReport.com. John Paul Funes, who pleaded guilty to stealing more than $550,000 from the Our Lady of the Lake Foundation, sent approximately $180,000 of that money to the father of Vidal Alexander, the former LSU offensive guard who played for the Tigers from 2012 to 2015, and was a student-athlete at the time of the payments. Four sources have confirmed that Alexander's father, James Alexander, was the recipient of the $180,000, who is referenced in the court documents only as Individual C. The Alexanders are not the only LSU-connected family to have received payments from Funes, who pleaded guilty after a 35-minute hearing this morning to one count of money laundering and one count of wire fraud in the 6-year embezzlement scheme. Rohan Davey received money from Funes, some $107,000.
A coincidence.
Let's see. Funes has said he intended to help cover medical costs for a children's hospital patient. Let's see. A key distinction, however, is that Davies was not a student-athlete at the time of Funes' payments to family members, who later returned more than half of it to Funes at his request. Alexander was, in fact, a player. Let's see. LSU,
a total coincidence.
LSU Associate Athletic Director Robert Munson says only that LSU is made aware of specific allegations by OLOL officials and made that information immediately available to the NCAA, as this is an ongoing inquiry. LSU will have no further comment at this time.
So LOLOL, is that kind of what we're doing?
That is what we're doing. Former LSU coach Les Miles says he was stunned to hear of the payment.
Shocked.
Let's see. We don't know what the feds are going to do here. Let's see. Yeah, so there's that. Feuds will also be ordered to pay restitution. The exact amount has not been determined. The government charged him with stealing $550,000. Let's see.
I mean, who doesn't steal $550,000 from children cancer patients? I mean, who doesn't really think about it? I mean, I've done that. Haven't you done that?
It's just a Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's kids with cancer. I mean, what do they need? What do they need money for? Come on. When you can take that money and give it to needy football players. I don't see what the big deal is.
Okay. This seems so cut and dried. How does the NCAA not throw every book in the world at them?
Yeah, I'm trying not to be a total smartass. I don't know. But if you're making me bet.
We're just now starting the investigation, though, so it's going to be like 5 years before we get to the bottom of this.
I mean, by the time this happens, I mean, Les Miles will be in a retirement home somewhere. I mean, I don't know. It's very clear that this guy, and we'll think about this. Think about this for a minute. Just hear the words. This guy embezzled money from a children's cancer ward. Little kids fighting for their lives, and he's embezzling money that could go towards their treatment, whether it be for stuff or paying the people that are treating them.
Well, yeah, tons of things. I mean, we're
more than $500,000 skimmed off the top, essentially, to give to the families of football players. How's that not like kaboom? Where is the NCAA going? No. Listen, you can't do it this way. It's one thing. It's one thing if everybody on a certain SEC West team is going to get a Dodge Charger. But when you're taking the money away from little kids who are fighting cancer to give it to families of football players, no, right? I mean, right?
As freedom fighting as they all are, where the hell is the media here?
Well, and you know what? Frankly, that's a better question.
This should be up their alley to, eviscerate everyone.
Right?
And yet, where is it?
Because at least with the NCAA, you can go, they are consistently idiotic.
Look, we weren't pleased by this either, so don't get me wrong. I'm not we were pissed. These media members have their, in a wad, more about getting lied to by some Ole Miss people about about what the LOI says than a dude stealing from a cancer hospital.
A children's cancer hospital.
Either way. But
I mean, it's even worse. I mean, if you're trying to justify, if you're going, okay, well, if you're going to steal from a cancer hospital, if you steal from one that's treating like 85-year-olds, you can go, well, they had a good life.
Yeah,
but when you're stealing from 4-year-olds, it's kind of...
Neil wants the interpretation like where a guy goes, hey, a guy went into the zoo yesterday and he was kicking animals. Was he kicking the cobras or the puppies?
Like, there's a certain truth to that.
We need the answer to this.
I mean, if you're just, in there with the flamethrower... Are you lighting the monkeys on fire, or are you getting the rattlesnakes? No, but where the hell is the media? They don't want any part of this story.
Why? That's my point. Why? What is the hang up on this one that has them caught?
I'm literally trying to come up with answers because the honest answer is I don't know. Now, if you say, well, give me some theories. They're scared of this Funes guy. You're going to jail. They like LSU. They don't want to see anything happen to LSU. They're Louisiana media, a lot of homers. Fear. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with ideas. Like, what the hell? But you're right. Where's the national media going, oh, no, this can't stand?
Yeah, you got to throw the book at everybody. Where is that?
I mean, I get why some of the national media were upset at Ole Miss. I was upset at Ole Miss. I get it. Talking about being lied to about what was in the letter.
Yeah.
But damn, this is, on the scale of grading sin, this is significantly worse, right?
One would think.
LSU had to know about it. There's no way LSU didn't know about it.
No, it's all rogue.
No. And I won't go there. There's no way. And here's the other part. The 550 is just the part they caught.
Well, now, here we go. That's
just the part that they caught. There was more, and it was used as a recruiting tool. Money that was earmarked to go towards a children's cancer hospital. Again, if a car dealer out there goes, hey, you know what, man? I love fill in the blank school XY so much that I'm willing to eat some profits to give cars to kids. Okay. It's technically a violation, but I'm not deep down offended. Are you?
It's not changing anybody's world. It's
not impacting.
Not harming anyone.
No, you get a car. Get a Dodge Charger. Vroom, vroom.
You seem very high on the Dodge Charger.
Well, I've just heard that that's a specific one.
Okay.
Hypothetically, of course. But this is different. This is morally just bankrupt, ethically bankrupt, against the law.
I don't see a single tweet about it from our favorite media member who we've had on this podcast from time or once.
No,
nothing.
It must not bother him. Must not bother him. I don't have an answer. It's bizarre.
So the NCAA is going to do the whole rigmarole and start the process, and here we go, I guess.
Well, here's what's interesting is that one of the things that I always heard about Ole Miss was, one of the problems for Ole Miss was that the NCAA was already on campus for women's basketball. Well, guess what? The NCAA is on campus right now for men's basketball.
Yeah.
They don't even have to buy a plane ticket. Just head over to the building and go, so we need to talk about the $550,000.
Yeah. You're going to need a record or two.
And so for those of you out there who say, well, it's really kind of shaking my faith in the system, if you will, meaning the NCAA system, that's fair.
Of course.
You're right to feel shook.
You're on to something.
I don't know the answer. So when people say why, it beats the hell out of me. There is no investigating to do. The feds have done it for you. He pled guilty. The investigating is to go to LSU and say, what'd you know, when'd you know, and how'd you know? And if you didn't know, why didn't you know? Because no habla inglés is not really a defense. Well, you should have known. $180,000.
And like you said, that's just one.
Oh, yeah. We're scratching surface. If y'all think this cat only stole $500,000 from the cancer kids, you're Merry Christmas. Hope Santa brings you all that you're asking.
No offense to these guys, but that was $180,000 for an offensive guard.
Yeah, so
it's good guard.
So Beggs, what's a 5-star linebacker getting? Especially when it's not your money.
Running backs.
It's the cancer kids' money.
Yeah.
Not impacting your ability to go sail on the yacht.
Oh, man. Will LSU get significantly punished for this, yes or no?
No.
No.
I might even go so far as to say LSU won't even get little punished for this.
At all.
Like they won't even get put in timeout for a minute.
No slapping of wrists?
Yeah, if you made me guess. You tell me. If I'm asking you, yes or no, they get slapped on the wrist? Hard enough to leave a mark?
Yeah, I think. And look, I think you're right. I don't think there's some major punishment coming to LSU at any point. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. It does, though, beg the question. We always argue. You look at the teams that have been busted over the years: Miami, USC, Penn State, Ole Miss, Alabama. This is another big fish that would give them a lot of, hey, let me go pound my chest around Indianapolis, though. So that is really back to kind of my main question at the beginning is.
Okay, well here's the answer. Here's potential answer.
Yeah.
Who's the AD at LSU?
Scott Woodward.
Who does Scott Woodward marry? It's going to make Thanksgiving dinner kind of complicated.
Maybe that's the answer to this: is you just hire a relative of somebody in Indianapolis, and then you just cheat like a mofo.
And then think of all the discounts you get at St. Elmo.
Free shrimp cocktail. For
you get a complimentary shrimp cocktail every time you go in and buy a steak. Lots of wins there.
We still got to order some of that cocktail sauce. They sell it.
Yeah, do need to get some.
You like really spicy cocktail sauce, like a lot of horseradish?
Yeah, generally.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, God. All right, I need a minute to marinate on this. So when we do that, I'll tell you about Community Mortgage, Oxford, Memphis, Soto County, and Chattanooga. Underwriting and processing is done in Memphis. You're getting local underwriting and understands your market. Also worth noting that interest rates actually the lowest they've been in a couple years. So if you've bought or refinanced during that time, maybe time to let Jason review your rate and payment information and see if you can get a better deal now. You can find him at 662-234-2704 or JLowe, JLOWE at communitymtg.com.
The podcast also brought to you by our friends at Grenada Nissan. If you're in the market for a Nissan vehicle, Grenada Nissan's the place to go. They've got a complete selection of new and previously owned Nissan vehicles. Go in, test drive one today. Tell them that you heard about Grenada Nissan on the podcast. You'll get Rebel savings on the already great deals at Grenada Nissan. It's GrenadaNissanUSA.com. Podcast also brought to you by our friends at Patterson and Earhart. Patterson and Earhart, attorneys at law. They specialize in personal injury law, real estate law, but theirs is a general practice that can handle any of your legal needs. When you contact Patterson and Earhart, you're going to get one of the partners in the firm, John Calvin Patterson, Wes Earhart, not some faceless corporate firm paralegal. If you think you have a legal issue, if you have a legal issue that you just want to discuss, get in touch with John Calvin or Wes and talk to them. That initial consultation's free at 662-526-1992 or check out their website, pelaws.com. Hot weather's here, and with it comes the inevitable debate of sock or no sock with your loafers. Save your feet, your shoes from making their own impression and step into summer, I should say, with some no-shows from Dead Soxy today. You really need to experience the difference a quality sock makes. Go to deadsoxy.com. Enter the code REBELGROVE at checkout to receive 30% off all orders, including sale items and including the no-shows that are the same quality you already love and enjoy with their traditional dress socks. So again, deadsoxy.com, no-show collection. Enter promo code REBELGROVE at checkout. You get 30% off all of your orders. And don't forget, you don't want to miss 1 minute of the action at the vault this season as Ole Miss football arrives this September. Reserve your season tickets with the new 2019 season ticket pricing for just $299. For more information, visit OleMissTix.com. That's OleMissTix.com.
So continuing on a little bit, one more last thing on this LSU thing. So we said we don't think that much happens out of this, or if so, we'll be a little shocked. What about the Will Wade stuff? Will LSU receive more penalties out of Wade or this?
Wade.
So you do think that has a chance to become something?
I think so.
Okay.
See, that went so nationally public that they kind of have no choice. And Woodward didn't hire Wade and might want to get rid of him anyway. And so I bet that the punishment for the first time ever is actually just coach related, and I bet the program doesn't get hit very hard.
Ooh.
That's my thought.
This seems all really fair and logical across, and I mean, really, same rules for everybody.
Oh yeah, everybody's even.
Yeah, everybody's even. Neil, how do you feel about the Pelicans' off-season moves? Obviously, they got their guy last night, and they turned Anthony Davis into Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, the number 8 pick in 19, the number 17 pick in 19, the number 35 pick in 19, LA's 21 pick if top 8, 22 pick if not, and LA swap in 23, and LA's first pick in either 24 or 25, and they got rid of Solomon Hill's contract.
Yeah, I mean, look, they did a great job. They hit the reset button. There is excitement there. They're going to sell tickets. They're going to sell so many Zion Williamson jerseys. He's an electric kid. He's got a great personality. I saw someone say, well, you know, they don't really have any shooters this year. Yeah, look, they're not. This isn't built to win this year. They're going to give it some run with Lonzo and Zion, and they'll kind of see where they go. I suspect that they'll probably get back in the lottery next year. grab another player, and then you'll start to make the jump. They'll run a year of Zion and see what they have. I think he's going to be a really good player. It's interesting, the comparison that gets made to him that is most fascinating to me is Len Bias. Same size, athleticism. Lenny Bias, did we talk about this yesterday?
Yeah. Because it was the date of his death.
Yeah.
2 days ago, I guess.
For all the people like me who always kind of wondered, I wonder what Len Bias would have been like in the NBA. We might find out. A lot of similarities.
Buy or sell on Ja Morant in Memphis?
Oh, I'm buying.
You buying?
Yeah, it might take him a little while. There's going to be a little transition, of course. NBA point guards, as rookies, get abused. He will. But there's no reason to believe that he can't have a Russell Westbrookian sort of career.
You'll take that.
Shit, yeah.
You'll take that.
Yeah, if you're a Grizzly fan, I mean, don't do the whole, well, I don't like Westbrook. Shut up. If you can have Russell Westbrook redux, you take it.
I'll manage.
Oh, I think Memphis is off to a really good start. They might be a piece away, but they can get that piece in another year.
The West just keeps.
The West is great, man. And Kawhi might go to the Clippers, which you add Kawhi Leonard to what they have with the Clippers, and it just might work.
Going to change this question up a little bit. It's about the NBA draft. It's talking about next year, but really, I'm going to take that out of the equation. I'm going to give it to you this way. Ole Miss, obviously, last night does not get a pick with Terrence Davis. They have not had an NBA draft pick since 2010 with Tariq White. Who is Ole Miss's next draft pick?
Sean Robinson.
Sean Robinson. Okay. So Auburn got their first one since like 2003 or 4 or something.
Yeah, and you have to be happy for that kid,
years.
right? Yeah. Chuma, how do you say, Okeke?
Okeke, yeah.
I mean, he was playing phenomenal basketball late in the season before he suffered the knee injury. So that tells you that the NBA people aren't worried about the ACL. They feel like he'll be back to himself. And great for the kid. It is hard to believe that it's been that long since Auburn had a player.
Well, I mean, they hadn't
Who
been
was
to
the last one
though before that? I mean,
who was the last Auburn player? Was it Porter?
I mean, you were covering them.
No, it was Marquise Daniels.
I don't know.
No one since Marquise. That's wild.
Harper Brown not taken. Okeke taken. Wow.
Yeah, if Marquise Daniels was the last Auburn guy drafted, that's unbelievable.
I'm trying to look it up quickly. I don't want to bog down the show trying to find
Yeah,
that. But
I can't think of anybody since Marquise.
what kind of career do you have?
Marquise?
Yeah.
Decent. Played for a while. Yeah.
Did
He's a really good teammate, good dude, all that stuff, and that helped him stick around as a role guy.
Let's see. Sorry, apparently I have to disable an ad blocker to view AL.com. So don't run on this page. Okay. All right, let's see. The former Tiger power forward brought an end to an 18-year gap between NBA draft picks for Auburn. Let's see. Okeke is the first Auburn player to be drafted since Jamison Brewer was selected by the Indiana Pacers in the second round of the 2001 NBA draft.
Yeah.
He is Auburn's first rounder since Mamadou Ndiaye, drafted by the Nuggets in 2000.
Mamadou Ndiaye was a first-round pick?
He was, yes.
I covered that. You think I'd remember, but it has been 2 decades.
Yes, he was, he was taking
I always
money.
loved Jamison Brewer's game, but he never could kind of get everything in his head straight. Dude had serious handle.
Yeah, first draft pick since 2001.
So Marquise wasn't even drafted.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
That is crazy. That's
That
a
was
really
a
long
wild
gap.
program, man, those few years that I covered him. That program was all over the place.
Yeah. Let's see. I at least did laugh here. When two Adidas schools play each other in baseball, do the uniforms make your eyes bleed too? You know what I don't get with State last night is they kind of have their black jersey thing, kind of like Ole Miss did with the powder there for a while.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we don't lose in them. They came back, they beat Auburn in them. why'd you stop wearing them? You're in freaking Omaha. Like, didn't you kind of deserve to lose if you go against the baseball gods and you exclaim,
no doubt,
we do not lose in these jerseys, and then the next 2 games you wear something different?
Yeah, you deserve what you get. If you think you're winning because you're wearing black jerseys, you are. You are. And so when you take them off, you hit a reset button on stuff.
I just don't understand. I'm really confused by that. They wore maroon tops last
Is it
night.
possible that Adidas told them, hey, you got to market different things? We pay you a lot of money. This is what we need you to do. So start doing it.
And you had an Adidas on Adidas game last night. Louisville, I need you to wear these suits.
Because Louisville wore the little stripy shirts.
Yeah, they're kind of their whatever. Yeah. What do you think?
I'm going to guess this was Adidas related.
Yeah, it looks like State 2 days ago wore white, a suit that I kind of like, and then last night they wore maroon. They wore black the opener.
They wore maroon tops on.
Last night?
Yeah, was it white or gray?
I'm looking. I went to bed before the game was over, but I woke up to lots of text about that game last night.
I was still up when Louisville came back and won.
Maroon top, maroon V-neck jersey on top of gray pants last night.
Yeah, when you wear that combination, you deserve to lose. It's just not good. Whatever happened to a traditional gray?
Well, I mean, that's fighting words around here, so you don't that's the point. It's not a traditional gray. You got all the blue and the crap and the under the shoulders.
No gussets and stuff. Just a traditional gray uniform.
See, I don't like gray suits.
They don't bother me.
Mm-mm.
I don't like maroon tops.
Well, that is their colors.
Yeah, I know, but I don't like them. So wear the black top.
You're not a guy that wants you to wear the color of the suit that's not your color. That's not your thing.
No, but if you think you're winning because you're wearing black suits, well, then put on a black suit every day. By the way, we'll talk about it at some point. Jake Mangum had one hell of a career. Give dude credit. People can hate him, love him, whatever.
I'm stunned by this because then in my head I thought, okay, maybe they wore them against Vandy and they lost, and then they said, okay, the Magic's done. But they didn't. They wore white. That's got to be an Adidas thing, right?
Has to be.
There's no way in that clubhouse you go, hey, we've won in these things all year. I think they might have seriously been undefeated, or they lost one game the whole year in them. They come back on that stupid thing from Auburn because the Julian kid threw the ball in the stands.
Oh, God.
And then you just don't wear them anymore the rest of the week? And you go 2-Q from that point?
Knowing baseball players the way that I know baseball players, there's no way that they decided that. Someone, whether it was Mississippi State or Adidas or Omaha or some combination thereof, decided that's what they were wearing. Because had it been up to the baseball players involved, they would have worn the black suits without washing them.
You don't think Jake had enough clout to overrule someone there?
Apparently not.
Yeah, apparently not.
So who's left? It's Vanderbilt, Louisville,
Michigan, and Texas Tech. I like whoever comes out of the Vanderbilt-Louisville side.
Yeah, I like Vanderbilt's chances.
Yeah, Louisville now has to beat Vanderbilt twice in a row.
If Corbin wins another title, do we start talking about him in a different vein?
Yeah, we do. You stop all the do you potentially underachieve.
Gotcha.
And frankly, if you get to the finals, because
he's been to the finals twice, won it and lost it.
Yes, he's finished third once or twice, and then he's finished second to Virginia, and he's beaten Virginia.
Gotcha.
Because it was 1 year a few years ago where I think the last 3 teams remaining were all SEC teams, and for some reason I think Vanderbilt finished third. Yeah, I mean
it's amazing what they've been able to do with just 11 wins.
Well,
on scholarship.
I don't know the exact quote last night because Carly Ann was in the room and I was dealing with her, and I had the volume on, but it wasn't crazy loud. And I want to say something like one of the announcers is mentioning Michigan, and they're like, programs like Michigan and Vandy that have to develop or something. I'm like, whoa.
Hold up. Time out.
I kind of looked around like, did he just say Michigan and Vanderbilt in the same sentence?
I mean, the guy at Michigan, whether you think he's a freedom fighter or not, is doing it a certain way.
Oh, I've talked to multiple people who go, he's completely full of crap. They're like, he doesn't believe that for a second.
No,
and I'm like,
no,
oh, no.
no. But Vanderbilt, come on, fellas. And that's what bothers me is that people get defensive about it. You can acknowledge on one hand that they're a great program and that he's a really good coach and that they do a good job, all that stuff, and then acknowledge that they have an advantage. It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. Because he clearly is doing a great job. They're targeting the right guys. They're getting them. They appear to like playing there. They're putting guys in the major leagues. They're winning. All of those things. So, I mean, he's doing a good job. It's not his fault for having an advantage that he takes advantage of.
This is a joke of a question. I'm sorry. The question was a joke. But it really has serious. Back to this LSU thing. I'm going to do this for 30 seconds.
Okay.
The question, being funny or trying to be funny, was how many national championships would Ole Miss have won if they'd been funneling money through St. Jude?
Think about that.
Every writer in the country would be saying the death penalty should be coming if Ole Miss was funneling money through St. Jude.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind.
None.
Such the double standard here. They would be tents out on the Lyceum lawn with media members.
And the answer here is politics. That's the answer. If you really want to know why does the media dislike Ole Miss and likes other programs, politics. It's what it is.
Yeah.
Ole Miss is past. The flags, the song, all the stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, I know Neil loves these questions. God willing and the creek doesn't rise, where do each of you see yourself professionally in 10 years?
I don't know.
Neil's like, hopefully alive.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, 10 years?
10 years ago, you wouldn't have given the answer of right now.
No. We got, 5 years left on this deal? So, hell, I don't know.
I think we got some rollovers in there, too.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'd guess here. I mean, who knows? Maybe somebody throws something at me or life happens. I don't know. I can't.
From a media environment standpoint, from a corporate standpoint, Rivals gives about as good a deals as anybody. I mean, from the standpoint of security, of frankly freedom.
Yeah.
I mean, I told somebody the other day, and I mean, this was just me having a conversation with a friend. I don't know of another media entity that allows this level of freedom in the media realm of occupation.
Well, like I talked to John Tallman, our boss, the other day about something different, and at no point did he ever come up with, hey, so what's going on with work? How's it going? No, we talked about an issue that we were dealing with. And
somebody asked me, one day, how many times do you talk to, like, your boss or whatever? And I'm like, well, I guess in theory that's, like, one of the producers or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know, twice a year? Like, and something happens? I mean, like, I don't know. I send emails needing something, but it's as far as, like,
having a conversation
phone call over something?
About work? I can't remember the last time.
Yeah,
they got mad at me one time about a tweet that I sent out.
I got scolded for not responding to a smaller site's question one day a few months ago, or about a year ago. But that was it. And even then, it was like, look, I have to say, like, whatever. It's like, all right, fine.
I took on via social media the Arkansas rival site.
Oh, that's right.
And I got scolded pretty hard.
Did you?
That was it.
Yeah, I did not share information with another rival site about a coach at that site, and I frankly didn't think about it. And I got told on. I got sent to the principal's office for it.
I've gotten scolded for stuff like that before, but I think there's a sense when they talk to me on the phone, it's kind of like, whatever. You know?
I'm calling you because I have to call you right now.
I told him that I'd yell at you, so here's the yelling. I can tell that you don't really care.
Yeah.
Are we done yet?
Yeah.
How's your mama and them? I mean, I got scolded for that. I got scolded the day of the Peach Bowl with the 40 Bo Wallace stuff.
But that was because he told on you.
Yeah. And that was really more of, it's New Year's Day. I'm trying to drink. Can you please leave me alone? I don't think Eric was really mad at me that day.
He was like, can we just avoid this today?
Yeah. I'm in California. It's 80 degrees. The weather's nice. I'm outside sipping a mimosa. Can you stop?
It was one of the dumber tweets back at you, though, ever, because it was mind your beat, and it was like, hold on, whoa.
I am.
It is my beat.
All I said was, okay, hypothetically, if you bench Bo Wallace, who the hell you playing? Who you putting in there? He didn't have an answer for that.
That Peach Bowl week, just the whole week. We had Jeffrey on the bus scaring the TCU intern because he was slipping through Tinder on the way to the go-kart park.
I do remember that. We got in trouble at the go-kart place.
We did. We're in the hospitality room one night, and because TCU didn't send any media, the Chick-fil-A people walked to us with like 10 bottles of liquor and goes, "Can y'all please drink this?" Like, oh, okay. I guess.
Not all heroes wear capes.
They're like, we really thought there'd be more media. Can y'all just drink this? It's like, okay, fine.
Yeah, because TCU brought nobody.
No, it was just us hanging out. It was like, at most bowl things, they give you kind of a hospitality area for the media, and it's going to have like TVs and golden tea and just kind of crap in there and whatever. And it was, the Peach Bowl does a good job. They do. They do a really good job. Yeah. The Cotton Bowl might do a better job. That's one of the few that are really, really good.
It was fantastic.
Peach and Cotton do a better job than the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, we didn't really have much with the Sugar Bowl.
No, there was a little room, but there wasn't. I mean, even the food was kind of bad in the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah,
from a media standpoint.
After the game, that food was pretty good.
That was good. They gave you a huge dinner thing after the game,
like 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Anyway, I don't know, but I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what the heck media looks like in 10 years. I don't even know what jobs there are. It's kind of also amazing we're separated by essentially a decade or so, and just the difference on, hey, I've got to last so much longer than you do technically, just on this media needing to kind of stay somewhat where it is currently. Because, even the last 10 years have changed so much. But anyway. All right, we'll continue questions in a second. First, tell you about MasterCuts Lawn and Landscape. You know that MasterCuts provides premium lawn care throughout northern Mississippi, but they'll offer a lot more as well. They build custom playgrounds, retaining walls, pool decks, outdoor living spaces, paver patios. They do forestry, mulching, and much more. The path to your dream backyard, easier than you think. You can visit them online at gomastercuts.com for a free quote, or 662-607-7773. Again, that's gomastercuts.com.
This podcast is also brought to you by Pinnacle Trust. Pinnacle Trust, based in Madison, Mississippi. They represent clients in more than 20 states. They have advisors in 3 states. They were founded in 1997. Pinnacle Trust provides detailed, specialized investment management, financial planning, retirement planning for individuals and businesses, and much more. What they do is they treat investing like a commodity. They make decisions using objective information and research, not emotions. I've seen what Stacey Wall and the people there do. What they do is they sit down with you, and they get to know you. They study your expenses, of course, and they talk to you about your goals, what it is that you want to do in retirement, when you're hoping to retire, the lifestyle that you're hoping to lead in retirement, all those sort of things. And then they put together a comprehensive, detailed financial and retirement plan that literally is built just for you. It's not some box that you fit into. It's one that they make just for you, down to the penny. It's really amazing. You should check it out, and you can. Go to PinnTrust.com, PINN Trust.com. Mention that you heard about Pinnacle Trust on the podcast, and you'll get 10% off your first year's fee. Podcast also brought to you by the Westin Jackson. It's a Marriott property in downtown Jackson. Also, it's home to Soul Spa, the ultimate luxury spa experience in downtown Jackson, and Estelle Wine Bar and Bistro, where you can sip on a creative craft cocktail, enjoy their curated wine list. It's open for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and Sunday brunch. And all of Chef Caden's offerings are fantastic. You will enjoy them. We have. And tell them that you heard about Soul Spa and Estelle Wine Bar and Bistro on the podcast. They'll appreciate it. Podcast also brought to you by John Edwards of Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. You guys know the routine by now. You call John. He's part of Virtuoso. It's a worldwide network of travel partners that allows him to supply his clients with added values and unique benefits that are simply not available to other travelers. So you call him. You give him some parameters. Here's what I'm looking to do. Here's my budget. Here's kind of what I'm hoping to do on this vacation. And then you sit back, and he'll give you options. And you're not committed until you commit. And you don't have to live in or near Memphis to take advantage of his services. 901-494-3387, or send him an email, jedwards@regencytravel.net. First-time clients can save $50 off their first booked trip just by telling John you heard about Regency Travel on the podcast.
So as we continue on, let's see. Is the 11.7 baseball scholarship number just arbitrary? Instead of schools trying to find ways to cheat the system, couldn't the NCAA just raise the number a bit to help level the playing field? Well, they could. They won't. They have no desire to do that whatsoever. And it's because they will not break off into two different divisions, and they think that it is unfair to the schools that cannot fund the current 11.7, so they harm everyone else. They also will not do anything about the lottery system scholarships because they say that would actually take opportunities away from kids if they did that. So basically they feed you full of complete and utter bull crap because they refuse to fix a problem.
It's such an easy fix, too.
Two divisions.
Or I'm all for two divisions, for the record. So this is not even being devil's advocate.
That is the easiest answer is two divisions.
Yeah, and I would check mark and go on.
If you can afford 20 scholarships, then you afford them and you play in that division. Or if you would like to play in that division without doing
That's where I was going. So make it 20 scholarships.
Yeah.
And if a school says, you know what, we really don't get anything out of this. We want to continue to play at that level, but we're going to stick with 11.7.
Now maybe we go to 14. Okay,
yeah.
Fine, whatever.
Make 11.7 the minimum, 21 the maximum.
Yeah, sure.
And if you want to get in between, or if you want to stay where you are, if you want to go, look, we don't make money on this. No one comes. We really don't care. We're going to go 11.7, but we don't want to switch affiliations and stuff.
Yeah, we still want to play the SEC teams and all that stuff, and whatever.
Or if you're like Louisiana Tech.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be a best example. They might go, nah. Not doing that.
Good. Yeah.
And we're going to stay where we are. It's fine. We're not trying to win the World Series. And if we add 8 or 9 scholarships because of Title IX, we got to add 8 or 9 somewhere else. We don't want to. We're not going to. Cool. It's real simple when someone goes, why don't you do it? Well, we really can't afford it. Who argues that? But a school like Alabama, why would you not want them to be able to go to 20? Why would you not want Ole Miss, Mississippi State, schools that would absolutely go to 20? Why would you not want them to go to 20? It means that 8 kids in other sports are going to get opportunities that they would not otherwise get. Why would you not want that? I don't understand. Or do what we've always talked about, have 2 divisions and let the smaller division go to their own playoff deal and have the World Series of Division II or whatever in Tulsa or something and be all good. They'll celebrate, get a T-shirt, get a trophy, get a ring.
Yeah, ESPN2 will have the finals between ULM and whomever.
ESPNU would televise that deal.
Yeah.
Of course. Because they got to put something on TV in June. Why would you not do it? Freedom fighting.
Yeah, I really don't know why it's 11.7. That is such a strange number. There probably is a reason, but I don't.
It's some formula somewhere, but it's freedom fighting. And maybe there was a time when it made sense, but I think the sport has grown to a place where it no longer makes sense.
When you interview a high school recruit, what speaks louder, what he says or body language?
The obvious answer is a combination thereof, but body language says a lot. High school kids are pretty reliant on their cliches, and they're typically kind of nervous when a bunch of media is talking to them, and quite frankly, in those settings, a lot of the media is very leading with the questions. It's not, hey, what schools are you looking at? It's, well, you're at Ole Miss. What is it you like about Ole Miss? And hey, Ole Miss offered you first. That meant something to you, right?
Would you say Ole Miss needs you the most?
Yeah. That's the one I love.
That's my favorite.
Would you say that Ole Miss needs you the most? And could you just nod your head yes or say yes, and I'll quote you as saying, quote, Ole Miss needs me the most, comma, close quote? So you're looking at 6 schools. I'm going to ask you about one here. Would you say Ole Miss leads? Could they lead after this visit?
Who's the most high-character kid you've
Can we build a friendship even though I'm 30 years older than you and we have absolutely nothing in common? Can we talk long enough so that I can post that we have a relationship? Do you like googly eyes? Sorry. Go
Who's the most high-character high school player you covered that didn't sign with Ole Miss?
Oh, wow. High character high school kid I covered that didn't sign with Ole Miss.
This is that deal where I know I'm forgetting 10.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking to myself that I know there are kids involved here. I remember really liking Trey Mason. Remember him?
What happened to him?
He got into like substance issues in St. Louis, maybe.
Yeah. Is that what it was?
I think. I liked Peyton Barber a lot. He was a really nice kid. I assume he still is.
Yeah, no. That's a good one.
You know who I really liked during the recruiting process as just a kid was Floyd Raven. And then he just went.
You did have a thing for Floyd.
Well, he was a
Floyd
super
Raven.
kid, and then he went nuts at the end.
And he would just kind of talk. I mean, he was.
Yeah, he would tell you everything. I liked Jermaine Whitehead a lot.
I'll tell you what, and he had the kind of a tough road. Sean Coleman.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite kids during.
I liked him a lot.
During the process.
I liked him a lot.
Because he was in that class with Damian Robinson, was really kind of overshadowed for a good bit of the process. And ended up being by far the better player if he was healthy.
Yeah, for sure.
Signed with Ole Miss, didn't end up coming because of the drought. Maybe my favorite recruit in any class, Gavin Caccini.
Oh, yeah,
who was
you
going
did
to go
like him a
pro
lot.
the whole time. But really, really liked that kid. And his brother Garen, who signed with LSU and then ended up, I think, playing for the Royals, if I have that right. So that would be on
Is
the
Gavin
list.
still playing?
I would assume he's still playing. I haven't heard much. I mean, he developed and got through the system pretty quick, but I have no idea what's going on right now. And frankly, the Mets are in such disarray that who knows what they're doing with anyone. I mean, they fired like several coaches yesterday, and then their new pitching coach is 82 years old.
82's it's the new.
Well, like even on whenever I was watching last night, I guess it was ESPN
new
or something,
62.
and they were like, "Well, I mean, today's game is very analytical," and like it was almost like this. Whoa, like what's?
I'm just glad they're in Chicago for the weekend. I'll say that.
You'd like for them to stay a long time if they could.
If they'd like to turn this 4-game series into a 10-game series, I'm in.
Let's see. Gavin, actually, I say that he is not. He does nothing on Baseball Reference since 2017.
Wow, so he's out of the game.
I guess so. He got time with the Mets in 16 and 17.
Yeah, I remember him making an appearance.
He played 36 games for the Mets. Participated in 36 games for the Mets.
Kind of had a Crash Davis.
Yeah, I'm a little. This is on Baseball Reference. Would that have minor league on it too, though? Hold on.
Yeah, I would think.
Would it? No,
Maybe
actually,
not.
I'm not sure. Yeah. I don't know.
You've been to the show, man? Yeah, I've been to the show. You want to know about the show? I like that movie.
Told you after much debate on getting to actually answer the question, Mike Bianco did say that was his favorite baseball movie that day. It just took a while to get there. Let's see.
Well, you don't want to give too much away when you're a head baseball coach.
It just caught me off guard. I mean, I'm staring. I mean, we've been talking about Augie Garrido, and then it got brought up that Augie was in for love of the game. So we're having that conversation. We're just sort of talking. You know?
Oh, he was in for love of the game, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the manager.
Yeah.
He was the Yankees manager. So yeah, that's what happened. It's like, well, Mike, it was almost kind of Freudian. We were laughing, and it was like everybody was in a pretty good mood. And Augie had passed away, and I was like, what's your thoughts on Augie? Whatever. We've had that conversation. Got the quote to probably send to the McCumas at the Texas side or something. And I think Mike, inadvertently, when he's doing it, he's answering another question later in the interview, and he says, clear the mechanism. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. I was like, you're crossing over on me now because it's over the game or whatever, and we're laughing or whatever. Yeah, and then like kind of done. And I said, so what is your favorite baseball movie? And he said to me, he goes, why? And I'm like, I wasn't aware I needed a reason. I mean, okay.
Because I'm going to prove once and for all that you are a communist.
Yeah. I was like, okay. And then, finally got to Bull Durham, but told him very uncomfortable with his daughter watching it when she was younger.
I see that.
Yeah, it ended up being a thoughtful answer, but it just caught me off guard. He looked at me and went, why? I was like, well, that's a good question. I don't know.
Susan Sarandon's really sexy in that movie.
I don't know.
Something
I don't know
about
that
her in that movie clicks a lot of buttons.
I don't know that I've sat and actually watched that entire movie.
Really?
No. In a long time.
Oh, okay.
Like, Because you always catch it on cable and you usually finish it.
Yeah.
But you don't ever sit down and go, hey, we're going to watch Bull Durham today, and I'm just going to turn it on, and I'm going to watch the full 2 hours and 15 minutes or whatever and let that be.
It's really good. It's a good movie.
Oh, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
No, it's a really, really good movie.
They do a great job of character development. By the end, you like so many different characters.
What is the most disturbing movie you've ever seen? Something that was on your mind long after viewing it.
Ooh. Now, see, this is going to be one where after we're done, I'll think of 10.
I don't get that bogged down by it because I like weird movies. I watch a lot of strange. I'm fine with horror movies. I'm fine with psychological thrillers. I enjoy the movies that do kind of make your skin crawl a little bit for a couple hours. I can turn them back off and it's done when it's over.
Yeah, I can't.
No, I told you got freaked out by Boyhood.
Yeah, it bothered me for a while. The movie where the little boy dies of the bee sting and stuff.
My Girl.
Yeah, that movie gets to you, gets you thinking.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
You're being serious?
I'm totally being serious.
Oh, okay.
I got to be careful with stuff. If it's overly deep, I got to be in the right place.
Got to have the office close by.
I do. I got to have something silly ready to go.
If season 5 of Breaking Bad was season 2, you would have never finished the season.
No chance.
The series.
No chance.
That one episode, had that been in season 2, you'd have been done.
Absolutely toast. I would have put it away and I would have said, I don't see what you guys see in this, and I'm done.
It was so close to the end that
I had to take a break, take a deep breath,
and then
come back and finished it. And when it was over, I was like, thank God that's done.
And you're never going to rewatch?
No, I'm not rewatching Breaking Bad. In fact, it's popped up like on AMC or something. I'm like, flip.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Next. That was dark.
If you could ask one question to Hugh Freeze, what would it be?
Why are you the way you are? No, seriously, it would be. I'd love to get an honest answer from Hugh Freeze, not the religious stuff, not where he falls back on that as this crutch to get through it all. Why did you react the way you did to the Lindsey Miller, Laramie Tunsil domestic thing? What was the purpose of that release?
That's a good one. I like that one. Let's see. Did Ole Miss recruit Mangum? Did Ole Miss offer Mangum? Was Mangum interested in Ole Miss?
The loser here is Alabama, not Ole Miss,
he
right?
committed very, very early to Alabama. And in baseball, once a kid commits, you stop. I mean, it is what it is. Now, is it changing a little? Yeah, it's slowly starting to become other sports. But for the most part, that still occurs. Alabama had a lot of crap going on. They weren't very good. He ends up at State, and it's a great hypothetical because do I think Alabama would be a College World Series team with Jake Mangum? No. But I don't think Jake Mangum has the career he has in Tuscaloosa just overall either. I think that was one of those situations where it helped everybody that it helped, and I don't know that it would have changed Alabama in either way. I mean, they would have had a hell of a player, but they just aren't very good.
He doesn't do at Alabama what he does at State, but State doesn't do at State what State did with Jake Mangum.
Yeah, everybody says, hey, how do you have 4 coaches? Jake Mangum. I mean, I how do you have 4 coaches succeed the way they have 4 years in a row? Jake Mangum. And I get that seems crazy. He just wheels them. He's
been the heart and soul of that program. He
delivers them an edge and a belief that carried that program. That even when crap's not going well, because, I mean, they've been dead in the water multiple years, they just find a way. He just.
The other thing you notice about him is that other teams respect him. Even though, he's out there and he's kicking your butt, you respect him.
Oh, everybody'd like to have 14 of him.
Oh, no doubt.
I think he made a really good move coming back to school. He's going to get a chance with the Mets. He'll, whatever. I mean, he's not going to get 4th-round money, but he'll get an opportunity. But, I mean, I'm being sincere here. I'm really not making a joke. He's going to be set up for life in Mississippi and through the Mississippi State Athletic Department. If you told me he's the AD in Mississippi State in 15 years, I'd go, yeah, probably.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
He's a legend. He absolutely made the right call. He'll get a chance professionally.
I mean, ESPN
The
said
odds
it the
are
other
his
day.
game doesn't project
No.
professionally. And
You know, ESPN said it the other day. There's 2 statues in front of Doobie Noble. There'll probably be 3 in 10 years. Jake Mangum.
it's probably true.
It's Palmeiro and Clark and probably Mangum.
Yeah, one of those 3 is pretty tainted.
A little bit.
So he's got a real chance to be
No, I think he.
the guy.
Yeah, I think I think he made a very. Look, he would have probably anyway, but especially coming back, getting them back, really cementing a long-term legacy. I think he set himself up for his life this year. I do.
I wouldn't argue that. Yeah. Good for
if
him.
he cares, I mean, it might not be what he wants to do, but I mean, I do.
He had a hell of a career. I tip my hat to him.
Oh, what do you consider to be the most underappreciated job or career?
Teaching.
Yeah, air traffic control.
Yeah. Teachers, though, man. Teachers impact your life, right? You can remember the names of your elementary school teachers.
Mm-hmm.
People say, what recruits do you remember? Oh, I don't remember any of them, really.
They serve as
remember your
parents.
teachers,
They serve as
yeah.
teachers. They
You
serve as
remember.
They so many different hats, so underfunded. Pay sucks.
Yeah.
Frankly, all the way up. I mean, we're all the way from elementary through even college teachers that if you're not talking about tenured professors
Right.
or whatever.
No, but
I mean adjuncts get screwed. I mean, it
K
goes all the way
through
through.
12 teachers, really
Yeah.
good ones, don't get paid enough
Mm-hmm.
for the job that they do. How much you entrust
Money out of
your
their own
children to
pocket to do supplies. I mean, all
Sure.
sorts of stuff.
do.
Yeah.
Sure.
Favorite baseball player of all time?
Oh, for me, it's probably Ryan Sandberg still.
Think so.
Probably. I mean, pretty high on Ben Zobrist.
Pretty high.
You know,
There was a day.
he gave me a pretty happy moment.
Probably Tom Glavine.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I grew up a Braves fan in the 90s. That's probably the answer. I wore 23 for David Justice growing up.
I like David Justice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wore 23 for Sandberg.
There you go. But yeah, probably Glavine when you really. I was more of a Glavine guy than a Maddox guy. I also had a real weird affinity for Steve Avery when he was decent there for a couple years.
Yeah, he was good for a while.
Yeah.
What do you wear, 33?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, see, that's the useless information that gets in your brain when you can remember old phone numbers and old jersey numbers.
Oh, I'm great with old phone numbers that are completely irrelevant
And
now.
yet when your daughter says, I might need a little help in finite math, and you look at it and you go, I can't help you at all.
Finite math is still kind of cracking me up, I'll be honest.
It's in my head, I'll tell you that. I made some calls and
Yeah, Steve Avery wore 33. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Although when you just Google Steve Avery, you get the murderer, not the baseball player. So it takes a little bit of Googling to get down to to that area.
He's probably like, I'm the only former Major League Baseball player who, when you Google my name, you get somebody else.
Oh, I mean, seriously. I mean, I
Like if you Google
had to
Tom
put baseball
Glavine,
in. I just put in Steve Avery, and it says, "Did you mean Stephen Avery?" And then it pulls up the murderer. Yeah. I never watched season 2 of that series, by the way. I don't know why, but I just didn't. Anyway, all right. Take a break. Tell you about G&M Pharmacy there on South Lamar in Oxford. They deliver local to your home or workplace. They offer MedSync, which makes sure they fill all your prescriptions at the same time every single month. Makes it easy for you. Keeps you on a schedule that you need. You can find out more at 662-236-2222 or just stop in there on South Lamar. And when you stop in, ask them about the CBD oil because, 80% of users have found CBD products to be extremely effective treatment. And it helps with many different things, including depression, anxiety, pain, insomnia, and more. Again, you can find out about that or transfer your medications over. 662-236-2222.
Oxford University Bank will be hosting the 6th annual OUB two-person scramble June 29th and 30th at the Ole Miss Golf Course. So that's next weekend. Entry into the tournament, $225 per player. This includes 2 days of golf, cart, lunch both days, breakfast both days, beverages on the course, and a Calcutta dinner. OUB usually has around $40,000 in the Calcutta. The tournament usually pays out 8 flights at a rate of 3-2-1. This year, all of the proceeds from the tournament will benefit the Sherry Buford Memorial Scholarship. Speaking of teachers, Sherry was an educator here in Oxford before her life was tragically taken away in a drunk driving accident. She was the victim, not the driver. In 2018, this scholarship will benefit a graduating senior from both Oxford High School and Lafayette High School here in Oxford each year. If you want to learn more, you can go to oubgolftournament.com, or you can purchase a whole sponsorship for $100 at the website. Any questions can be sent to Gant Boone, that's GantBoone, at oubol.com, or you can call OUB at 662-234-6668. Podcast also brought to you by Harry Alexander. Harry is an Oxford-based RE/MAX Legacy Realty agent. He's a big part of Savannah Square, which is a new 9-acre development, 0.7 of a mile from the Oxford downtown square. It is conveniently located east of North Lamar, just a short stroll from the Midtown Shopping Center and all of those establishments right there. Savannah Square will initially consist of 32 standalone detached structures ranging in size from about 1,100 square feet to about 2,400 square feet. The model home is available for your inspection at 215 William Street. These homes have wonderful layouts, impeccable finishes. You can inspect them at the model. You can go to SavannahSquareOxford.com and then give Harry a call or a text, and he'll tell you about the rest. 662-801-5621.
Let's see. Favorite places to eat in the Baldwin County Mobile area for Mr. McCready?
Ooh, it's been a long time, man. I mean, I don't even know if it's still there. We always liked Ed's Shed right there on the Causeway. That was fun. Butch Cassidy's off Florida in downtown Mobile. Great burgers, wings, and stuff. A lot of people like Felix's on the Causeway. It's good. I don't frequent it for other reasons.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just personal stuff.
Ooh.
Great lunch place is in Daphne called Market by the Bay. I mean, it looks like a hole in the wall. Some of the best po' boys you'll ever have. There's lots of places, but it's been a while. I mean, I've been gone a long time.
2008.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know. People say, what suggestions do you have for Monroe? And I'm like, I haven't been to Monroe in 2.5 decades.
You went through Ruston for a couple of days last year, right?
Yeah. I went through Ruston on the way to the Shea Patterson commitment thing.
Oh, that's right.
And then Campbell and I took a visit to Tech.
Oh, that's right.
Which got hit really hard by the tornado, by the way.
Yeah, it did. The baseball stadium.
Totaled their baseball stadium. They haven't built a new one.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. What do girls love more, iced coffee or wine? Well, you said girls, so it's under 21, so let's go with coffee. I think women don't really like wine, though, because, I mean, most of the women I know actually drink real coffee instead of the iced coffee.
Yeah, but young girls, like high school girls,
yeah.
like
all about the iced coffee.
They love them some iced coffee now.
I can't stand it.
It's not my thing at all.
And I like coffee-flavored ice cream.
Yeah, oh, sure.
But, no, it's just not.
Campbell and Caroline, they love them an iced coffee. Iced mocha with whatever. They all into that stuff.
Does Pete Rose deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Same for Bonds. I mean, yes on Rose without a doubt. I don't even think about it.
But it's funny how many players, if you ask them, they're very anti Pete Rose being in the Hall of Fame.
I get it.
The sign's right there. Don't gamble on baseball.
I get it. My answer is still yes.
Bonds. See, I'm of the opinion that we overthink these things, and I'm of the opinion that maybe you put them in the hall and put a line on their plaque that acknowledges that there was.
Did you see this stat the other day? I'd have to find it, and I couldn't do that. But so my number's going to be a little off, but whatever. Some dude made his Major League debut a couple days ago, and they said that he's the 18,000 and something Major League Baseball player of all time.
Okay.
There's only been 18,000 Major League Baseball players. Think about that.
Yeah.
If you took from all time, every person who's ever put on a Major League jersey and played in the game or whatever would fill up half of a Major League stadium.
Oh, it's
That is a club that is so small that I don't think you can wrap your mind around that.
it's why when these people think that little Johnny's going to develop into a big leaguer, it's like you just don't know. You don't know how hard that is.
I mean, I never
Well,
thought
look at
about
Gavin
the math,
Cuccini.
but yeah.
He was. Where do you play, Barb?
Barb, yeah.
Probably had never been a better player at Barb.
And that's a hell of a program.
You know, it's Lake Charles, it's Louisiana, it's a big
Yeah.
baseball state and all that stuff.
Him or his brother.
He played 37 games. That's
Yeah.
it. You got to be really good and lucky.
And lucky.
Like Keith Kessinger.
Yeah.
He was a great college player. Not a good one. A great college player. A dominant college player. Played, what, a year and a half? You know?
Just a few games.
I mean, damn.
Well, I mean, yes. I mean, staying on this podcast, I mean, we ask him this question. I mean, it makes you have to really step back to appreciate the career of a David DeLucci who does survive for a decade.
Seth
or
Smith.
longer. Yeah.
But what it tells you about a guy like Smith, for example, is that he can hit in his sleep.
A professional hitter.
Yes, rolls out of bed, grabs a bat, steps to the plate barefooted.
He hit .402 as a freshman at Ole Miss. .402.
Yeah. And still has never been really a consistent everyday major leaguer. How hard it must be.
More of an attention seeker, not to use the other word, on this family friendly podcast. Vandy Whistler or Marlins man? It's Vandy.
Marlins man.
See, I'd go Vandy Whistler. Because he annoys everyone. Marlins man's not bothering anybody. He's an idiot, but he's not bothering anybody.
He's not bothering anybody. But like even Carson sometimes will say, Dad, how does that guy get those tickets to everything? And then why does he have to wear the same orange pullover?
To be seen.
Yes, it's attention.
But the other dude bothers even his own fans.
Yeah, I was glad that
College Series,
Omaha shut him
yeah.
down.
I found that interesting.
But yeah, they're both attention whores.
Some quick hits. Neil, any thought to the intermittent fasting you mentioned on G-Pits a couple weeks ago?
No, I'm kind of doing what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
I'm afraid the intermittent fasting for me would turn into
Not eating.
not eating at all.
Yeah. Do you have a 3 must-gets for Ole Miss in football recruiting, or is that later date?
I'll probably do it at a later date. I can tell you that one of them's on campus today, Robbie Ashford. I think he's a must-get. And then I think there are other guys that there are groups of people that you have to get one. I think J.J. Pegues is close to a must-get. I don't think you can let a kid from Oxford get away to Auburn, and I don't think ultimately that they will.
Chase, can you explain the process of going through how the minors work as simple as possible? Do all guys start at the same level? Take a hypothetical like Zabowski and explain what it might be like for him. No, don't start at all at the same level.
No, everybody has their own path.
There are lots of levels. You've got rookie ball, you've got short season, you've got low A, you've got high A, you've got double A, you've got triple A.
Yeah.
You can pretty much, I mean, in theory, get pulled up from anywhere, but you got to get to double A before you have a good shot at getting called up. Double A is typically your best prospects sit in that league for the longest amount of time. And it's just a grind. You don't make a lot of money. Your own buses. You're just sleeping, and breathing baseball, and you're hoping. It's a lot of luck. And for a lot of guys like Zabowski, you got to be good quick. They don't have a lot of money in you because even $125,000, $150,000 is a penny to a major league team. You got to move because, I mean, you look at Gavin Cuccini, even a guy like that, the leash was not forever. That's the biggest thing to me is for a minor leaguer, it's the stress involved of one bad season and it can all be over.
Yeah. Yeah, it's no, but to answer his question, there is no like
no, there's no
blueprint.
Hey,
there's no blueprint.
Yeah.
No.
On a transatlantic flight, you had to sit next to Freeze or Nut. Who you choose? It's Freeze all day. It's Freeze all day.
Are you serious?
Yes, 100%.
Oh, see, I think I'd actually have some laughs with Houston,
Do
and
you?
I think I'd be able to put my headphones on, and we would just.
I don't know. Houston just annoyed me for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I could be myself more easily with
Okay.
Houston.
Now, some of this has been a long time. I mean, I haven't talked to Houston in 8 years.
I haven't really talked to him since that Saturday night in Lexington
Yeah.
when he finally used my name.
Neil, I don't know. Or I'm not sure, or whatever it was.
You know, I don't know, Neil. You'd have to ask somebody else.
Yeah, that's right.
Which was, yeah, I'm done.
This is over.
You know it, and I know it. I respect that you had to ask me. Here's my answer.
Yeah.
I can tell that you respect the fact that I gave the answer that I got, and this is over.
Yeah. All right. I think we got them all. Let's, Neil, anything?
Yeah, reminder, if you guys, if you live in or around Oxford and you want your backyard picked up in terms of your pets leaving their mark, you can give a call to Scoopers Pet Waste Removal. Scoopers will go into your backyard, apartment complex, or condominium and pick up what no one really wants to pick up. For $10 a cleaning, Scoopers will clean up your yard. They'll do it on your schedule, whether that's weekly, bi-weekly, or a one-time service. No contracts required. You can cancel at any time. And if you have multiple dogs, it's just $2 for each additional dog. So if you own a home, a condo, or an apartment complex in Oxford, and you'd like to deal with a lot less crap, call Scoopers 662-506-2754, or simply send them an email at scoopers.oxfordpetwaste@gmail.com to get your cleanings scheduled today. You want to hook up with the people at Blue Delta, and you're worried that you can't do it until football season? That is not true. Fret not. You can get in touch with them on Instagram, on Twitter, at Blue Delta Jeans. They travel the country doing trunk shows. They fit sports teams. They do golf tournaments. They were in San Angelo, Texas this week. They were in, where was it? It was New Orleans earlier this week or late last week. Basically, they're kind of everywhere.
Including overseas. I saw where they're doing some European stuff.
Saw that. Moving up in the world. So get in touch with them at info@bluedeltajeans.com. If you are interested in inquiring about hosting a private trunk show in your city, so wherever that may be, Jackson, Birmingham, Atlanta, Dallas, whatever, and you can set that up. info@bluedeltajeans.com. One of the Blue Delta stylists will reach out to you for details. We're also brought to you by 7 South Tailgating. It's owned and operated by husband and wife duo Kyle and Jordan Thornton. They're both Ole Miss alums, Oxford locals. Kyle's a former Ole Miss baseball player. Jordan's a former Ole Miss football staff member. What started as a way to pay for college has become the greatest tailgating service provider at Ole Miss. The team at 7 South are rebels through and through. They take pride in the Grove and the impact their service has on protecting, preserving, and enriching the Ole Miss game day tailgating tradition. Call them directly, 662-321-1682, or visit 7southtailgating.com.
Can your daughters bait a hook? Deal.
I don't know that either of my daughters, I guess this is parental failure, I don't know that either of my daughters have ever once gone fishing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. There's your answer. Again, Soft Verbal up, rebelgrove.com as well. Some recruiting stuff, probably something popping potentially over the course of the weekend. So stay locked in. Got a lot of stuff on the message board. It's a slow time, but the board's still finding plenty of ways to entertain itself. A good bit of NBA draft talk. MLB expansion, by the way, with this whole Tampa-Montreal mix thing that was discussed or came out yesterday, which seems to be more for leverage than anything else, but still. A city's not going to build a stadium for 41 home games a year. Just saying, that's not the way taxes and revenues work.
No, it's. Here's the thought, MLB. Just move the damn team. It doesn't work. Move the team to Nashville. They'll do better than Tampa ever dreams of doing. Huh?
Vegas would work.
Vegas would work. Montreal would probably work.
But Montreal did leave for a reason. I mean,
yeah, it failed.
Yeah. I'm not saying they shouldn't get another opportunity, but
put the damn thing in Nashville or Vegas. It's going to work. You know it's going to work. Have Vegas build a stadium with a retractable roof. Or put the damn thing in downtown Nashville. They'll do really well. The Preds do extremely well. and be done with it. Easy to travel both places. Do it. Makes sense.
Probably got a lot of taxpayer issues if you can't use that AAA stadium, though, in Nashville because you just built a park.
I wonder if you could make that stadium a major league stadium.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been.
I haven't either. I've heard it's nice.
Yeah.
Can you put another deck on it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you don't have to have massive stadiums.
No.
In fact, like the one at SunTrust is really nice. It's not that big.
Mm-mm. It's nice, though.
Yeah, it's real nice.
Yeah.
You just need amenities.
Yeah.
You're trying to get 30,000 people a night. That's what you're trying to go for.
So, all right. We'll be back on Monday with another podcast. Again, rebelgrove.com. And more in the meantime. Talk to you then.